The open world genre wouldn't be anywhere near as popular and successful if it weren't for Rockstar Games' Grand Theft Auto series. While most games made by Rockstar were very successful and are cult classics, such as Red Dead Redemption, Bully, or LA Noire, those games would likely never have existed if it wasn't for GTA's massive success. Their entire structure builds off of GTA, and it's obvious that they have the same rough spirit. There can be a lot of discussions about which GTA game is the most influential and important. Without GTA 3, for example, there wouldn't even be a GTA series at all, which in turn would probably have meant that games such as Red Dead or LA Noire would never have gotten released. Or how about the massive pop culture impact that Vice City had? It arguably pushed the whole modern 80s nostalgia trend into the mainstream, a trend that still dominates TV shows, music, movies, and advertisements and social media. But what GTA 5 did can only be described with one single word: astronomical. There has never been a game, movie, or any other kind of entertainment medium that managed to achieve the same success and influence that GTA 5 had, and it's hard to say whether GTA 6 will be able to top that. GTA 5's open world is special and unique in ways that, to this day, other games fail to achieve despite trying hard. Even the Red Dead Redemption series, which are all legendary masterpieces in my opinion, do not reach the same level of genius, although they are very close, which of course comes from the fact that they've also been created by Rockstar Games. I often see a lot of comparisons between GTA and Red Dead Redemption due to their obvious similarities and them basically sharing the same spirit. However, I think it's wrong to compare them due to both series having completely different goals and what they are trying to achieve. Red Dead Redemption is a more realistic, darker series, while GTA generally is far more absurd, humorous, and lighthearted. That is not to say that GTA lacks any seriousness or dark moments. Vice City and GTA 4 were, in my opinion, the most grounded and serious out of the entire franchise. Grand Theft Auto 4 especially had some very dark moments, but even then they were still filled with massive parodies of America and extremely over the top. That did not change in GTA 5. In fact, the parody aspect and the ridiculous over-the-topness got even stronger. Rockstar Games is unrivaled when it comes to the attention to detail they implement in their games. They always have been, but GTA 5 is where it peaked in my opinion, to a point where I don't think even Red Dead Redemption 2 was able to top it, although it came extremely close. GTA 5 manages to come off as a believable world, never making you feel as if your suspension of disbelief is dwindling. This fact is often overlooked since we are talking about a game where you can pull an RPG out of your pants, the same pants that have enough room for an AK, grenades, baseball bats, Molotov cocktails, and a bunch of other weapons. You have almost unlimited freedom in this universe. You can drive your car however you want, even if that means driving over pedestrians. You can rob stores and banks, run amok, steal planes and cars. The possibilities are endless. And yet, despite all of this madness, the game manages to come off as realistic and believable. GTA 5 has often been hailed as one of the most realistic open-world games out there. That's because the world of GTA 5 never feels made up. It never feels like it's just a fantasy world where crazy things happen. The game pays attention to small details that might seem redundant, but they stack up in an almost genius way. You often only notice them subconsciously and never second guess them. When you see Michael wearing flip-flops and you hear those flip-flops actually flip-flop, you never think it's unrealistic because that's how they sound and what they do in real life. When you get out of your car and you hear the engine cooling off, it doesn't make you think anything of it because that's how engines behave in real life. There are hundreds of such details, and most of them likely never even register in your mind because you see these things every day. You experience them all the time, so you don't view them as anything out of the ordinary. But when you make an effort to pay attention, your mind will be blown at how much effort the developers put into this to make everything seem as realistic as possible. If the very sarcastic and parody-like story and world wasn't paired with all of these details, GTA 5 would simply be another Saints Row type game. Funny, fun, and over the top, but nothing else. There is a great video from IGN showcasing a lot of the details that I will link below in the description, but if you are not a fan of IGN, then you can simply type GTA 5 details into the YouTube search bar and you'll get plenty of great results. When you roam around Los Santos, you get a road trip-like feeling. There is something to see around every corner, and it comes across as virtual tourism. The world is living and breathing, pedestrians go about their business and have their routines. The entire economy of the city and countryside is constantly moving and getting influenced by events that happen during the story or side missions. You can even start a fight with the police, and if that gets out of hand, you might end up on the in-game news. This is also another aspect that often gets overlooked. You can literally watch TV, surf the internet, and listen to dozens of fully fleshed out radio stations with licensed songs. What other game do you know that does that? And the TV shows and ads aren't just cheap little funny wastes of time. They are really well made parodies of real life shows. I can't even start to imagine how detailed and crazy this will be in GTA 6. The sound design is a crucial element in creating a lifelike atmosphere. The ambient sounds of the city, the chatter of pedestrians, the hum of traffic, and the distant sirens all add to the immersive experience. The soundtrack, featuring a mix of genres and radio stations, further enhances the game's authenticity. In fact, the radios in the entire GTA franchise, starting with Vice City, are almost unrivaled, with the only exception being Mafia 2 and 3. Vice City created so many nostalgic memories, and it's the sole reason why I got so heavily into 80s music, movies, and nostalgic culture. Its influence was massive, not just on GTA, but on pop culture in general. Grand Theft Auto 5 continues this trend and has an amazing variety of radio stations featuring different genres of songs. While, in my opinion, not quite as amazing as the radio of Vice City, it's still a very memorable experience, especially since it's not just songs that you are hearing. These radio stations function the same way they do in real life. Songs get announced by station-dedicated hosts that all have their own unique characters and traits. There are podcasts, news, comedy shows, conspiracy talks, and so much more. Just driving around San Andreas and listening to the radio will literally take up days, if not 1 or 2 weeks, if you want to experience everything it has to offer. That absolutely blows my mind, to think that Rockstar Games dedicated so much effort for fake radio stations that most players probably won't even appreciate or listen to. There were so many moments where I was driving somewhere and a song came on that I really liked, and instead of driving where I had to go, I just stay in the car or cruise around until the song ended. GTA 5 has 22 radio stations, all with licensed songs. This is an experience that very few other games will give you, and those that do offer it are nowhere near as detailed as GTA 5. Although the radio of Mafia 2 does come close, and in my opinion is the only one that captures the same experience. This experience has shaped the taste of an entire generation the same way Vice City influenced me. GTA 5 is not just a simple game, although it can certainly be seen or used as such. It's an experience. Of course, there are other amazing open world games out there, but they all model themselves after GTA. GTA invented the modern open world formula, and it's GTA and GTA 5 that are seen as role models by developers. There are other games that are also filled with lots of love and attention to detail. Mafia 2, for example, is an underrated masterpiece in that regard and generally an amazing game. Assassin's Creed has fascinating open worlds, and of course, Red Dead Redemption. It might seem like an exaggeration when I hype up GTA 5's radio, but you have to see it like this. When you play the GTA single player, once you finish the story, you will still be entertained for years due to GTA 5's insanely detailed radio. It's an extremely crucial part of the experience, as you will spend most of your time exploring the world in a car, and it is unlikely that you will ever hear everything the radio has to offer in one single playthrough. Most gamers will periodically experience it whenever they want to play the game. I know this sounds like a no-brainer, but the importance of this factor is almost always overlooked, and there's barely anyone talking about this. GTA 5's radio is literally one of the reasons for its extreme longevity and popularity, even if that's not something that might come to mind when you think about it. The world is carefully crafted and designed. There is very little copy and pasting going on. Simply paying attention to things like billboards, posters, ads, and commercials will show how much effort Rockstar put into making Los Santos not just a video game location, but the living and breathing world. The NPCs all have their own routines, jobs, and character traits. The Easter eggs of the GTA franchise are notorious. Easily the most famous Easter eggs ever made came from games such as GTA San Andreas or GTA 5. Bigfoot, aliens, zombies, ghosts, and so much more. While all the GTA games had Easter eggs, San Andreas started all with its alien and Bigfoot mythos. I still remember playing it as a kid and watching hundreds of videos that would always play the X-Files theme while exploring the secrets San Andreas had to offer. A lot of them were clearly fake and modded, but a lot of it was actually real. Rockstar Games clearly noticed how invested the GTA community was in all of these Easter eggs and mysteries that they decided to double down on them in GTA 5, which also resulted in Red Dead Redemption and especially Red Dead Redemption 2 being full of them. And that is an amazing aspect of GTA 5, which also leads to its longevity and continued popularity. To this day, there is a large active community investigating the mysteries GTA 5 has to offer, the biggest one being the famous Mount Chiliad mystery, which remains mostly unsolved, 10 years after release.